The hot Tuah girl. So the hot Tuah girl is basically being accused of running a crypto pump and dump thing. All right. So they saying that um the Hawk coin crashed and burned this week and lost nearly $500 million of investor money in what critics are calling a textbook pump and dump scheme. The social media influencer, and let me blow this up a little bit more. Social media influencers initially surged 900%
That's
on
crazy.
Wednesday before plummeting 95%, reducing its market capitalization from nearly 500 million to 28 million. And now, as of today, her market cap is $37 or $37 million from $500 million. She was paid $125,000 to promote the token, according to text messages from her entertainment lawyer. And blockchain analysis shows suspicious trading patterns, with one wallet accumulating 17% of the total supply and selling it for 1.3 million within 90 minutes of launch. 96% of the tokens were concentrated with related wallets. They basically saying that
Oh,
CoffeeZilla has gotten hold of it. All of the biggest YouTubers, scam YouTubers, has gotten a hold of it, and they're basically saying that she's a scammer and that she did a pump and dump on the coin, and that she's probably gonna go to jail. Maybe, who knows? So, with that being said, what do you guys think about this? If you think anything at all, do you think that this is a story? Do you think that this is important? What do you think about it?
from what I understand, like I guess if it's like a whole bunch of hurt people that just run up the scores. What it sound like? Is that how it works?
I have no idea. I'm trying to understand how people get involved in these new coins, the Hawk coin, the J Paul coin. I have no idea how people get involved in this stuff or why they feel. It's almost like everybody is easily finessed because everybody is trying to get rich quick.
When I first heard it, I definitely thought that like there was a dude behind it. I was like, "Ain't no way this dumb bitch did this herself."
Well, she
and the
was
way
paid
you,
a bunch of
well, you,
money to promote it.
okay, well, she was giving a whole bunch of money, and you just read that they said, "Can she throw her name behind it?" So that's probably why it went the way it did because she's a dummy.
So from what I understand, what the coins are is really basically if you got the microchips right and you able to farm. Is is that's how it works, right?
I
It's
have no
just about.
idea, bro. I don't know how these people just come up with coins. I don't know, bro.
I think that's the only way that they can because it's just about farming them. My cousin, he be
You
farming
talking about
stuff.
like mining?
Huh?
You talking about
Yeah, the
mining?
mining. Thank you. Not farming, mining. Yeah,
Yeah, I
Well,
agree with you.
yeah. So
the
they
oh, go ahead.
they mining those coins. So that's not how it works, John Doe.
No, not exactly.
Oh, okay.
Um, Go ahead, Carrie. What was you about to
No,
say?
I was just gonna say what you're talking about, Slimmy. It is just something different. That's all. But with the meme coins, I mean, she's not the first, and certainly won't be the last. And I think that, um, excuse me, I think that meme coins are becoming a little bit more, I don't want to say significant, but like more people are buying into the concept of the meme coins, but you still have a large, there's still a big pool of people who are scamming as it relates to the meme coins, but then there are some that actually work for the moment. um my suggestion to anybody with regard to crypto is just learn it for yourself. Like, don't make any big moves based off of a trend or what somebody is telling you without you being able to understand it for yourself, because as much money as can be made and has been made, a lot of money has been lost, probably because people are jumping in just kind of following the trend. So I don't know enough about her thing to know if she was trying something and it went wrong, because that's happened too, or if she started off from the jump with ill
Well, they
intention.
say that
I
she
don't
up
know.
unloaded all of her stuff once it hit the high, and she up unloaded all of hers personally. So
Yeah, she sounds shaky. Like that sounds all scammy to me. But
How does she go from Hawk Tuah to people actually buying into a fucking meme coin for?
Because she's popular.
I
That is
think a
so
part of it
weird
is
to
because
me.
of
But why would they trust her? Like,
I think a part of it is what you said. I mean, a lot of people are looking for a quick way to make some money, and then she's popular, like Mika said.
so I
So it's
would
probably a
invest in a
combination.
Hawk Tuah, the Hawk coin. I would really do that. People follow them and they be like, "Yeah, let me invest in a Hawk coin." It's
No, you
crazy to
wouldn't
me.
do it because that's not how you determine what you put your money into. But you might do it if you have no blueprint for how you determine what you invest in, what your principles are surrounding it.
Well,
It's so weird.
people have to do the research as well to see like what what a certain thing is, because I know a lot of people when Bitcoin first started, and this is before like it was mainstream, a lot of people were like, oh well, it's a scam and things like that. So you have to look at what you're investing in.
I I just would never invest in a celebrity coin. You
So
know what I'm
how do they
saying?
get so if they're not mining these things, then what's
The coin
behind it?
is created on blockchain technology, so it could be on any specific technology or any particular platform, but it's not necessarily backed by anything. So, all right. So the thing about crypto, and I'm gonna just give you my limited knowledge, and I'm not an expert in it, but I know a little bit about blockchain technology. The thing about crypto, how it really came to be so popular is that initially it was used to be able to make purchases and move money around on the black market. So, for example,
Right.
let's say, for example, I wanted to go on the black market, and I'm not going to tell you the sites or how to get there or how you're going to get caught up on it. But let's say, for example, I wanted to go on the black market and I wanted to be able to move some weight, or I wanted to have somebody knocked off. Well, you would pay through this technology in order to try to cover your steps because everything else is traceable from an electronic perspective, right? It was also a way for you to be able to hold on to resources unscrupulously, right? And protect yourself or whatever. But the technology itself was supposed to be secure. Now, different cryptocurrencies then started to pop up. Obviously, Bitcoin was one of the first and one of the most popular. But a lot of the different cryptocurrencies tried to start popping up, but it had to be backed by something. And the thing about certain cryptocurrencies is that the value of it goes up because there's only so much of it that's available, right? It's a limited amount. So it's a
Okay.
lot of stuff that goes into it. I've been researching it heavily, 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 but I won't speak on it or give anybody any advice on it until I fully know it and I fully understand it because I just don't believe in fly by night. So I don't even think that most people that
Oh,
are invested in cryptocurrency personally, I don't believe that most people understand it because whenever I ask people to explain it to me like a child, most can't. And they just use a bunch of talking points from the internet or what somebody else told them. But most people do not fully understand it enough to actually give you some advice. They just say, invest in it because it's going up. And that very well may be true, but I don't think that I think that the majority of the population don't truly understand it the way that they say that they do.
See, I thought
Anton,
they
when
was
you
all being
say
mined. I thought
when
they was
you
all using the microchips to mine all this stuff. Well, I thought it was called farming, but whatever it is called. I
That's
thought they was using
that's
microchips to do
true.
this shit.
but
You're
if
just
it's
talking
not
about
if it's
something
not
else in
good.
the space of blockchain. Like mining does happen, but that's not that's not what Anton is specifically talking about.
Mine no, mining is the beginning process. Like what Anton just said at the end. Like don't you have to do something like that? And there's only like so many, like you can make what, a billion, million, whatever, and that's all there will ever be of that
Well, that
cryptocurrency.
well, that's why all those microchips had got sold out because people was trying to do this and they was putting them in multiple computers to keep
No,
trying to
you
get
need a you
more
need
and
a
more money.
crypto wallet. You need to have an actual crypto wallet. So there's platforms. Well,
Mm.
I don't want to deep dive in it too much because that could be a whole show.
Well, why you
But
keep making that face?
I think that the biggest thing is that it's an alternate form of currency, depending on whatever it is that you're trying to get into. It's people that has become straight up billionaires as a result of it. It's a lot of scamming that's going on. I remember when it was a whole thing on what was it called? NFTs. NFTs was a big thing, backed by blockchain technology and all of this stuff. So I don't know, man. If you're going to get into it, I personally would only recommend people go into something that's been around for a while, um, like Bitcoin, like XRP. A lot of people say Shiba Inu. I don't know about that. Doge is backed by, I guess he is promoted by Elon Musk and all of that stuff. But
Mhm.
um, Ethereum, you can talk about Ethereum a little bit, right? But I just think that people need to stay away from these celebrity coins. These celebrity coins is crazy to me. I don't understand how y'all. If you go and invest in cryptocurrency, cool. But if you go and invest in a celebrity coin, that shit is wild.
My
But if
best advice on this topic is get you an Asian friend and let them run it up for you.
but if you okay, but you said something
What?
earlier. So you said he a mess. You said it's not backed by anything, right? So isn't wouldn't it be like the people?
It's backed by people's belief in it, right? So, like, I'll
Right.
give you an
That's what I'm
example.
saying. Wouldn't it be like the people?
Well, I'll give you an example. The thing that made the American dollar valuable,
Mhm.
and the reason why people believed in it, because you got to remember that people used to trade in actual physical currency.
Right.
So it was
And it was
gold,
fiat.
silver, so on and so
Mhm.
forth. But in
Yeah.
order for us to be able to, more easily exchange for goods and services so that we don't kill each other, we
Mhm.
basically allowed for it to be backed by the US Treasury, which then held gold and silver. The problem with
Right.
that is that the US government itself
We
wanted
ain't
to
had
be
it since
able
like
to
1930, right?
the US government itself wanted to be able to solve for problems without actually managing the budget more effectively. So what they did was
Mm.
the value of a dollar started going down, which then causes inflation to go up. So the value of your dollar, it doesn't stretch as far. Why? Because A, they started printing more money, and then B, they started borrowing against it, which then had a trickle effect on everything else. So the dollar itself was originally backed by real precious metals held by the
Yeah.
US Treasury and people's belief in it. And so when you see other
Yes.
countries then say, well, we have back, we use the US dollar as a reserve currency, then that is what gives it its confidence. So right now, the American dollar is
That's
backed
why
by
Trump don't want the
the
Brits,
world's
right?
use in it and our belief in it, right? So it's backed by something now, more or less being backed by our belief in it. Cryptocurrency is a completely different animal, right? It is
Right.
also being backed by people's embracing and belief in it, which then
Mhm.
gives it more value, right? And it's a limited amount, and it depends on how it's being, how it's being managed, all of
Right.
that.
Yeah.
So it's a very complicated thing. But I think that the biggest lesson for me is that I still don't understand why people invest in celebrity coins. It's weird to me. It's
Well,
very
I
weird
didn't
to
know
me.
they has I've never heard of it. I've only heard of, the main 3, I guess, but I've never heard of a celebrity coin. That's why I was like, "Oh, hmm."
Yeah, I've seen what's his name? What's the black guy? What is his name? Not Jason. Jason. Yeah, Jason Derulo. He got a fucking coin. Like I've
Oh,
seen so many
Jason
pump and dump scams. It's crazy.
but Jason Derulo, he actually has, he has a good, business sense because he owns, like, all these,
Jason
car
Derulo,
washes.
in my opinion, is one of the biggest scammers of all time.
But he has, like, all these car washes that I was like,
Jason, let me
"Wow."
let me tell you one of the things that Jason Derulo does. Jason
Okay.
Derulo is a content thief
Why you say that?
Huh?
because okay, so for example, right?
You talking about the singer, right?
Yes,
I thought he
Okay.
was. Yeah, I was about to say. I thought he was a singer.
Jason Derulo is a content
Mhm.
thief. So what Jason Derulo does, for example, is that he understands he people always mess up the game. So he finesses reaction content. So whereas the way that you're able to be able to reuse content is it has to be significantly transformed and used for a different purpose than the original video was supposed to do. So, for example, if I take somebody's video and I give my thoughts on it and it's significantly transformed, and then I also give credit, then that is content that basically can be reused and repurposed for, whatever. People come on and they look at a video and they say, "Oh, this is my thoughts on it." That is a valid way to use somebody else's content. Jason Derulo, for example, runs up a bunch of money every single month by taking everybody else's, or he has somebody else running it, and he takes everybody else's content, and then he'll put the same, like, let's say you got a thing where it'd be like, let's say you got a 5 second or a 10 second thing, and it'd be like, "Oh man, that's crazy." And so he'll take that and put it in the beginning of the video and then put his logo at the bottom of it, and then basically do the minimum amount to significantly transform it. And then he takes other people's original content and he re-upload it, don't give credit back to the person, and then he run up a bunch of money as a result of it. And he take the
Kind of like
same thing and he
Shade
applies
Room
to
and
everything.
Blog.
So basically he's content mining, taking everybody else's content, minimally repurposing it so he can put it back out there and then make a bunch of money as far as whatever the pay for the algorithm is from YouTube, TikTok, whatever platforms he put it on. He's a
But
he's a
don't
thief.
Now
He's a
Meg and
content
all them
thief.
do that?
That is
Like Now
insane.
Meg, Shade Room. It's
Yeah,
another
there's a
one.
bunch of people that do it, but he is one of the biggest ones that do it, and he leverages
I've never
his
seen it. I gotta
his
look that up.
visibility to then use it. And then, like, if you're scrolling up and you see something on somebody's platform, it may not necessarily be it's not his content. They're taking it and they repurpose it, and he gives no credit for it either. So it doesn't even go
Mm.
back to the original creator of it.
That's foul.
Yeah, Jason Derulo
How
is
does he
is
do that without
trash
getting taken down?
because he does the minimum amount to significantly transform it so that it can then be, whatever it is different.
Mm.
It's the biggest it's the biggest piece of shit that I've ever seen. Jason Derulo, and then he takes the money and then he puts it in the other stuff, and then people are like, "Oh, he's a great investor." No, this nigga's a thief.
Yeah, that's what I just said about the car washes.
He's a thief.
I got you.
Jason Derulo is one of the biggest scammers, in my opinion, on the internet by far.
I didn't know he did that.
Somebody asked, is he stealing or remixing?
He's stealing. He's stealing.
There you go. There you go.
Yep, he's stealing. So he's not actually putting in effort to react to the content authentically. He takes the same 5 different things and be like, "Oh wow," and then he throws it on there, and then all of a sudden, a motherfucker's stuff is taken, and he run up the bag on that shit. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's foul.
Yeah, he a thief, and flat out, he's a flat out content thief.
Yep, I never knew that.
Yep. So, yeah. Any other thoughts?
Yeah, don't time D out, Quentin. Don't time
Quentin be timing you out.
No, he ain't time. Not me, D.
Oh.
they said some shit about. I'm just fucking with him.
Y'all sure y'all got no other thoughts? People steal from me
No.
all the time. I seen somebody. Oh man, I got so much content out there that's stolen.
No, I have seen that. I have seen like people re-upload your stuff and then
I
they'll
seen
like
some stuff today. Every day I see it.
they'll say like a little bit at the beginning, they'll be like something, and then it'll just be the panel.
Yep.
Mm.
I have a
Wait,
different. I have a different strategy. I won't disclose it out. I have a different reason why I don't go after people that steal my stuff. I'll tell
well,
y'all
nigga,
about
man,
it. I'll
it
tell
give you
y'all
more.
about it offline. But I got a different strategy. So,
It give you more publicity though.
Slammy, I don't want to talk about it right now.
All right.